Cancer, thank you very much for being here. Welcome to your Astroflower solar eclipse reading, which is going to be the next 6 months up to the next eclipse season, which is in October. I have done the collective, I didn't say monthly, collective, because the monthlies are coming up at this weekend. The collective reading as well for the solar eclipse reading, and that was mind-blowing. I love doing the collective. I love the collective consciousnch. It's really interesting to sort of see how the energies are influencing us as individuals and also as a collective, and see how it sort of each sign sort of integrates that that connection with the universal. It's really funny. I really enjoy it. Very, very poignant reading. So yeah, welcome to your reading. This is going to be the overall energies. This is the karmic message for your relationship side. This is the karmic message for your material side. How the universe is influencing the karmic message. How your guides or your past self is influencing this karmic message. How your future self or your guides are influencing the conversation that is within you, and the overall energy as it comes out of that. We will be obviously reading some tarots, and then we will be clarifying with the light seer tarots as well. Okay, so thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a lovely reading. Let's just get straight in here. What's the overall energy coming out for this eclipse for you? 10 of Cups. What a great start. So, yeah, 10 of Cups is happiness after difficulty. I think you've worked it out. I think you've been butting your head up against the wall for some time, maybe. And it's a case here of, I think the changes within you where you've realised, kind of saying, what's the point backing my head against the wall? All it's doing is causing me a headache. So you might have pulled yourself out of conflicts that not really worth winning. They don't really serve anything. That sort of thing. So it makes life a little bit easier, and it allows you that space to sort of move around. So then you can actually just start heading off down your path. And I think this is what this overall energy is here, is this next sort of 6 months. And we will be going through your birthday season, of course. And there is something that coming up in July and August. I think this is more in the Leo season, but we'll be keeping a closer look on that and seeing how that comes out in the weekly readings as we go through. Your weekly reading is on the Saturday night, just to sort of say. Okay, I will say another thing as well, that most signs have been affected by the past on the relationship side, the past on the material side, but also the future on the material side. And it appears to be like this thing that's coming in July, August, is affecting this side here. I think it's something to do with the financial sort of institutions and governance, and they might be putting the squeeze on money, basically, trying to make money totally 100% electric and nothing else. So digital. And I'm not sure that's going to go down with people. You know, in my collective reading, I was talking about the logical revolution, and we've sort of seen that with Bud Light, basically. That's the first time I've actually said the name. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that name. But anyway, this alcoholic beverage company got a backlash from what they did in the way of an advertising. And it's just basically, I don't drink, so it's not really my sort of thing. But apparently the people who buy that brand of alcohol sort of said, no, we're not having it. And they stopped buying it. And it's like, and that is what the logical revolution is all about. Whether you agree with the action or not, if there's enough people doing it, it's going to affect society. And that's how we gradually mold and create this future. So in this next 6 months, and it is going to be very poignant in this next 6 months, that sort of thing, your happiness is key. That joy, that release that is within you, is going to be, I think it's long term. I really do. I think it's, it could even last years here. Could have something to do with Pluto coming out of Capricorn, because that's your opposite sign, and it will affect you because it will go straight through you, straight through to you, as it were. So it could well be that as well, that sensation of freedom that comes with it all. So that's the overall energy for the next sort of 6 months. On the karmic message on your relationship side here, and as I said, I think you might have been through things that are a little bit difficult. You've walked away from situations that were complicated for you, that didn't really they're not worth winning and stuff like that. So this card here is sort of saying it's the Three of Wands. It could be sort of, you know, empathy or sort of, you know, procrastination a little bit and stuff like that. I don't think it's a case of that. I think it's a case of observing the ships that come in and leave your life and sort of realizing what sort of ships, you know, are good for you. You know, what sort of people you want to connect with in life. And I would allow them to come to you at the moment. Look at that. The Nine of Cups just wants to come out for some reason. So we're going to put him in there with the universe. And the universe is offering these sort of things. And I think, in a way, you don't have to go out looking for it, as I said, in regards of connecting to your family, your friends, your community, and stuff like that. It's like the universe is sort of saying, we're going to bring all the gifts to you because you've taken yourself out of that conflictual situation or that conflictual mode that you might have within you. You know, there's no, it's not a rocket science why you're a crab, and that shell you have protects you. You know, and this is you think sometimes we think we're invincible, and it's not the case. No one is. So it's you know, it's not getting triggered by the world outside, basically. That's what it seems to be. A real learning curve of what you've been through in the past. And this is what I mean about sort of stepping away from any sort of conflicts over in the past. It's the Hierophant is also is a learned person who's learned how to create their desires, their dreams and aspirations, basically, and how they go about it one step up, one step after the other, in order to reach the height of the star, in order to get the star. And it's a learning process, and it's something that you've learned in your life, basically. And it seems to have sort of sunk within you, and now it's a case of allow it all sort of come into you. Four of Pentacles, holding on too tightly, are you? No, I don't think that is. I think this is like, I think you're now maybe slightly hypersensitive how you engage with your activities with people in regards to relationships, and where you invest your time. I think this is very prudent spending, not prudent spending, but very wise. You know, you've got a limited amount of emotions and resources that you want to give out in the world, and you're deciding very, very precisely who you want to give your emotions to. And I think that's a good thing. I really do. I think you know, I think you should appreciate yourself, and also give yourself a good value. You know, sort of like you're a prize worth catching, as it were. You know, let's see what's going on your material side. So you got the World card here. This is on your karmic message here, and this is the time of renewal within your material world. This could be a case of selling a house, moving a house, or something like that. It could also be a case of starting a business, or you know, looking for a new job, or creating a new job, or you know, evolving in your career path, investing in sort of like a pastime, a physical pastime that you want to do. But it's a new period for you, and I think it's a new way of investing as well. This comes into that sort of logical revolution that I was talking about in the collective in regards to money, of how you have the power in your pocket, and also spending the money in order to achieve your karmic goals, your raison d'etre, your righteous path, your dreams and aspirations. That's how I would invest your time and money, basically. So there's good quality work here, and I don't think it's good quality work just by you. I think with this good quality work, the universe is recognizing this. The universe is sort of saying, with this new cycle here, let's get a bit of precision going on. You've got a lot of arcs to your bow, as it were. You've got a lot of capacity within you. You know, you can often turn your hand at a lot of things, and it's like the master of, you know, the master of none, the workman of everything. Yeah, master of none, something of all. I forgot what the phrase is. You'll tell me. But you've been a little bit like that, where you've been pulled from pillar to post. And I think now the universe is sort of saying, in this 6 months here that's coming up, the logical idea in regards to business and etc. is changing. And this plays into your hands, actually, where you're going to be able to apply a certain logic to this world, where it's going to give you that sensation or that appearance of good quality work. Not that you don't do good quality work, you do. But it might come to a shock to other people, but it probably won't come to a shock to you. And the thing is, when you start doing that, you're actually going to pull people who do good quality work into you. So automatically you're going to help them step up a level, and they're going to help you step up a level. And it's going to be a very mutual sort of thing. It could be a collaboration between your business and another business. It could be sort of getting that sort of pay rise or that promotion. It could be just starting that business, or even just sort of starting a project for yourself, and that bringing in quality people who work on the project into which sort of heightens your qualities as well. Let's just see what's going on here in the past. The past is that you've got all the resources, you've got all the possibilities. And it doesn't necessarily mean money here. You could start up a sort of like a snack bar really quite cheaply, but you're just going to need a lot of time and effort to go into it. So that's how you're going to invest it, and you have that. Whatever you're going to try and do, it seems like you've got the resources in the past, and they're still there with you, and you should be, going forward, and you should be able to. You've got enough resources in order to do what you've got to do and make this new cycle really stand out in your life compared with the past. What the future self is here is almost, it's the Queen of Pentacles. So we're talking about security here, knowing where you're going, having a clear vision and a clear plan as well. It's all very well having a clear vision, but if you haven't got a plan to put that vision into place, it ain't worth nothing. So here is the Queen of Pentacles, is because she's sat at the tree of knowledge. She's got all this understanding that comes along with it. And what was I saying here early on about your quality work? It's a very similar sort of thing. It's that understanding that is within you that gives you that quality and sets you aside from everybody else. And you should know this. Cancer, you should really know this, and I think you should value yourself a lot more than you do, maybe. What's the overall outcome? The King of Cups. If I was to say to you, what is pure happiness? Obviously, everybody could probably come up with 4 or 5 things, but actually one thing that sort of like connects all those things together is contentment. And contentment means happiness also in Latin, in French, and it's that contentment that the King of Cups is delivering for you in 6 months. It's not frantically running after things. It's enjoying the moment, having enough love within you to pass around, to share and to receive as well. And it's a calm, safe passage. Now, as I said earlier on, normally these have been playing out in these 2 cards and this card here. Doesn't seem to be affecting you. This could well be because, you're gone through your birthday season in June and July, and then this thing turns up in July, and you're going to be off and running, and you're almost going to escape it. It's really good. Looks really nice for you, Cancer. Let's just do a bit of clarification on what's going on. So the 10 of Swords has got the Queen, 10 of Cups, sorry. Has got the Queen of Swords, and that is that clear vision about going forward, as I say. And that vision is based upon your happiness and what you want out of life. And you're going after it, basically. You're not holding back. And I think this is why you've got that 4 of Pentacles, because you're not going to waste your time on relationships that just like kind of like, oh God, I don't want to have to deal with that sort of scenario. And this is why you want to, it's like, you're waiting for people to come to your door and they knock on your door and they're kind of going, it's like that Cinderella in a way. Rather than you going around with the shoe and seeing who it fits, it's almost as like you've got the shoe and there's people lined up to the door to see if it fits, sort of scenario. So that's the sort of sensation I get. Yeah, the Emperor, you're really owning it. You're owning your space, Cancer, which is really nice within the relationship side. And as you own it, then it's going to bring forward these lovely, joyous sort of gifts, which is, you're going to realize what value you have. It's giving you that Wheel of Fortune. It's changing in your favor, and it's bringing huge benefits for you. And then you've got the Ten of Pentacles. It's opposite on this side. So obviously both sides are starting to influence each other. And it's like got this swaying moment, like, like you do when you're sort of running and etc. It's like this momentum that you've got going, this rhythm that you've got going inside you. And that understanding of yourself is going to give you that comes with enormous amount of resources for you. And you should be spending it wisely. I think, that's the thing that's affecting you there. In that position there, as I said, I think you're sort of like, you're being prudent about how you spend your emotions and time with people. I think that comes out of that understanding of the past, which could have been a little bit sort of painful for you, but it's over. That's the thing, it's over. And it's almost like a little reminder more than anything saying, don't give your heart away too easily, sort of scenario. Let's just see what's going on in this here. You got on the material side, we've got the karmic message and we've got the King of Cups. So obviously this new cycle is going to be filled with lots of opportunities and propositions for you in your workspace. And I think these are propositions that you actually would like to do. It's not just a case of, oh yeah, I'd earn loads of money out of that. It's also a case of, do you know what, that'd be very fulfilling to do that job. So I think this is what comes into it, and the recognition of your good quality work. The Nine of Swords, that is recognizing your value. It's putting down those healthy boundaries to sort of say, no, it's all right, thanks. And that's what the logical revolution is all about. Recognizing your value, recognizing the value of other people, and how we contribute to the value of one another. So the universe here is sort of saying, realize the good work you've done, realize how good you are, and don't go any shorter than that. The universe is putting down those healthy boundaries. Let's see what's going on with the Ten of Pentacles. So, as I said, this is the past, or the guides trying to influence your karmic message, and this is the past. It's almost as if they're sort of saying, out with the old and in with the new. And out with the old is like, is freeing you up in order so you've got the resources to go forward with. The Queen of Pentacles, the Magician. Wow. Well, I didn't see that coming, actually. I thought that was going to be something like the Six of Pentacles or something like that, but it's not. It's the Magician. So from this place of security, all of a sudden you can start manifesting things, changing the world that is around you. And this is that implication of the logical revolution, that understanding that is within you, which you can play a part in. Everybody plays a part in individually. It's not because someone says go one way that we go one way. It's now a case of sort of saying, what do I feel? I feel I should go this way. And that will naturally transpire in society. And eventually it will sculpt and create a society that corresponds pretty much to everybody, and this is where you're going to be instigated in it. That's when, this is where you do like to think about things, about businesses and stuff like that. You do like to sort of work them out and be involved in business. And this is that part, that that manifestation sort of thing with the Magician. And then you've got the Three of Pentacles, which we saw at the bottom, down at the top. And it's the quality work that's coming through you, creating that Ten of Cups and leading right up to that sublime sort of King of Cups scenario that it looks like it's going to be good for you. If you make sure you give yourself the real value and you realize how good you are. I think that's really important. And allow the relationship side to come to you. As I will be doing a lunar eclipse reading, and that's going to be much more, I think, on the emotional side. There's a lot of physical or material world affecting you here. And that tends to tie in with sun rather than the moon. Yeah, I'll be doing a reading on the moon, on the emotional sort of side, relationship sort of side, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And I think that's going to be much more about the relationship side. But on that side there, just allow it to come to you, Cancer. I think you're going to be in such a beautiful space, in a beautiful place within you. And that's going to take off all that pressure about deciding where you're going, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, what, you know, the here, whys and whens and whats of life. It's going to become very logical. So there you go, Cancer. Thank you very much for being part of the Astroflower family and being with us. I hope that you got the best out of this reading. I will see you for your weeklies on Saturday. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.